Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about Saturn retrograde in a natal horoscope. People with this placement may often put on perhaps a facade to some degree and may not readily conceal their vulnerable side to others. This person may also have difficulty maintaining a regimented or set structured schedule. There may be delays associated with the father perhaps fulfilling responsibilities and perhaps discipline as well. Now, not coming through for others may put these people maybe not in a state of trepidation, but can make these people a little bit scared and leery. This is something that they don't they may dread more so than perhaps somebody with Saturn direct, because maybe they could be their own harshest critic. Now, they may have difficulty in conveying or revealing their fears and limitations. There may be apprehensions about acknowledging them, perhaps. This person may feel that maybe they don't have restrictions or limitations, or may have some fear or apprehension in just maybe looking them squarely and understanding and really, like I stated before, as far as acknowledging them. Now, this person they may take on maybe perhaps an overabundance or surfeit of responsibilities. They may have very high expectations of themselves. They could be somebody that can be perhaps somewhat judgmental regarding themselves. If they make a mistake or there's some flaws in them, it's if they do acknowledge their defaults or shortcomings, these people can be their own harshest critic as far as that goes. Now, Saturn is retrograde on average more than a third of the time, so more than 1 of 3 people are going to have it. So this is something that is not to be, Saturn retrograde is not, I wouldn't look at it as strongly as opposed to a personal planet being in retrograde motion in the natal chart. However, it can have some significance and certain impact on the individual. Now, Saturn, as far as retrograde by house position, I believe it has more significance as opposed to the sign it resides in, because Saturn on average traverses a sign for approximately 2.5 years. So it's got, I'd say, more than a little more emphasis as far as the house placement. Now, I'll give you some examples maybe of somebody that has Saturn retrograde in their natal chart. Now, I knew somebody that was prominent in my life some time ago, and she had Saturn in Cancer in retrograde in the 12th house. Now, what I saw from her, it seems like perhaps she had lacked discipline in connection with the emotions, which is the Cancer, and then the family life, which is connected with the sign Cancer, of course, as well. And at the same time, she may have been strongly judgmental, maybe regarding herself, her limitations, and restrictions, which would be the perhaps the 12th house. And it can indicate that maybe there was a lack of some kind of structure and discipline connected with the 12th house, which has to do with the private life and things connected with seclusion and solitude. And it could indicate obviously some strong restrictions connected with that. Now, I'll give you another example. Let's take somebody now, hypothetically, that has Saturn retrograde in Gemini in the 6th house of work and health. Now, this could be somebody that might have the overabundance or a surplus of work maybe to do, and that maybe involves communication of some kind. This could either be somebody that works in some kind of communication field, such as data communications or data processing, or what have you. Or this could even be somebody that maybe takes on an overabundance of responsibility that's associated with communication at their job, but the job might not necessarily entail communication. For example, somebody could even be working in it may be some kind in laundromat or something, or construction field, or where they're, for whatever reason, they have to make so many phone calls or send a lot of instant messages on the computer to people. And this could also be a person being Saturn in Gemini, may have difficulty in maybe communicating things regarding things associated with their with health matters and things connected with their work, or may not really see maybe the problems that might be associated with them, or refuses, or acts may be oblivious and acts like there's nothing really, where there might not be a problem, where there may actually be some kind of restriction in connection with these things. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Saturn retrograde in the natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about Uranus retrograde in the natal horoscope. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.